All right, good. I hope we got that. Hey, good morning and afternoon and evening and wherever you might be. Welcome to What Did I Miss? And yes, that's right. The gentleman that you are recognizing on the screen right now is none other than really a man who wears many hats. Zach Harper, ladies and gentlemen. Zach Harper.
Thank you so much. I mean, some would call me the voice of the athletic. Mostly just me, and higher-ups kind of, are confused when I call myself that. But, I'm a radio host for multiple Sirius XM channels.
Yep.
Write, podcast. It's whatever, Michelle. Cinephobe. I don't like to brag. Cinephobe, which, just the hottest movie podcast out there. Like, I don't want to talk about me right now. Like, we can go through my resume. We can go through my various accomplishments and all these different revenue streams and everything, but we don't have to do that. We can just keep it to whatever you want.
Fine.
It's so many bills, Michelle.
I know. It's not fun. You know what you need to do? You just need to cut back, just sort of streamline what it is you need and what you want. And then just realize we're going to die anyway, so spend it all. Who cares?
Well, that's what, I fully live by the mode now of that is a problem for future Zach.
There you go.
I don't care about future Zach.
And he may or may not be here.
Zach.
So there you go.
He
Present
won't be. I guarantee he won't be. Yeah.
What a fun way to start a podcast. We're all going to die. No, we have to, oh, God, what if the segue was, but are the Celtics dead? There you go. There's the segue.
There it is.
Nailed it. Yeah, so if you're not paying attention, I don't really know why you'd be listening to this podcast. If you're not paying attention at all to the NBA Finals or any podcast, but it's the Celtics, it's the Warriors. And the Warriors did some stuff last night, but if you look at the numbers they shouldn't have, let me ask you this. Did the Celtics actually blow it? Was last night a bad enough hit that might be unrecoverable?
These playoffs have been weird enough that I don't want to quite bury them because they were down 3-2 against the Bucks, right? Like they were down 3-2 against the Bucks, came back and won the next two games. This Warriors team is definitely more dangerous than that Bucks team because the Bucks were without Chris Middleton. But yeah, like you blew a huge opportunity. Like you finally shut down Steph. Steph had hit half of his shots through the first 4 games. Half. And nearly half of his threes. He was at 50% from the field, 49% from 3 for the series. And you got him to go, 9 for 22 and 0 for 9 from 3? Like, you got what you needed. And it's not like Klay hit big shots and it was good, but he wasn't going off. Jordan Poole wasn't going off. You got beat by Andrew Wiggins, who has been a fantastic reclamation project by the Warriors. Like, they finally got the Timberwolves out of him, and look at what he's able to do. But you got beat by Andrew Wiggins in a Game 5 of the NBA Finals. I think, what is it? It's like something like 82% of teams who win Game 5 when the series is 2-2 end up winning the series. Like, you just put yourself at less than a 1 in 5 chance to pull this out because you couldn't stop Andrew Wiggins and you couldn't score. And their offense the last 3 games is just, the last 2.5 games has just been awful.
I don't get it. I don't. Is this just like a deer in headlights sort of we haven't been here moment? I mean, I hate to give that too much credence because I'm a big believer in we're all professionals, they know what they're doing. I mean, yeah, it's probably a bigger stage, but it felt like last night that's what this was. It was the experience versus the not.
Yeah, I think I've felt that the last 2 games because if you factor in Game 4 as well, right? I mean, this is you have a chance to go up 3-1, you're on your home floor, and you just lay a fart. Like, that's all. You just laid a fart, and there's nothing you can really recover for that other than knowing, hey, we haven't lost back-to-back games in the playoffs this year. We know we can bounce back, and it's just the way that they lost. Like, Jaylen Brown was horrendous last night on offense. Jason Tatum, it's everything. Like, this is everything Marcus Smart called these guys out for. Early in the season of hey, share the ball, move the ball, let's play smart basketball. When we do that, we can't be beat. And they weren't for half the season when they did that. They make it through that gauntlet of the NBA Finals. And look, we need to credit the Warriors. The Warriors were the second best defense in the league this year. It's not like this is going on against the Kings, but Tatum, this is the job though, right? We can say, oh, he's only 24 years old. Oh, they'll be back. Will they be back? I don't know. We thought the Thunder were going to be in the finals for a decade, and they haven't been back since, right? But that's true. We thought the Thunder were just going to punch their ticket forever, and the next thing you know, James Harden's in Houston, KD's in Golden State, and they don't want Russ anymore. And it's this thing where, yes, Jason Tatum is only 24 years old, but this is the job. You want to be a superstar, you have to come up big. You might not make it back to the NBA Finals. You have to play. Like, no one's going to say, well, you were going to lose game 5, but we're going to grade it on a curve because you're only 24 years old. So guess what? You get a tie. Like, that doesn't work. It is like, this becomes the dumb part of sports, but the NBA Finals, it is results-based. There are no moral victories.
Right. And it's also, I think everyone's waiting. And I will say it's a testament to who I think most people think of, Jason Tatum as a player. Is I have not given up. And normally I'd be like, it's not going to happen. But I'm still waiting for that sort of signature moment that will put him on that different level. And I'm still thinking it's going to happen. Maybe it happens Thursday. I have no idea. I'm not ready to give up on it yet at all. But it is, I was thinking the whole plane ride back for them. I have to imagine Marcus Smart maybe just had like a sermon of some sort, just sort of had the attention of the plane. It was like, we need to talk about this, because the one thing that I do like about there's a few things, but about the Celtics is we want Jason Tatum to be great. This is the stage that you actually show you are great. Mm-hmm. And he's not really doing it yet. But the thing about that is he's on a team that's an actual team. So he's not a star on an island right now who's probably like, what am I supposed to do here? It's an actual team effort. And the vocal leader is not even the two best players. It's Marcus Smart. And so I'll be curious to see what they do on Thursday. I mean, look, the crowd in Boston is a much more animated situation. Like, you have to use that to your advantage. And I know that hasn't been the case, but it's the East Coast, for God's sakes. Everybody's angry. They're louder. It's a different way of doing sports than, say, the Bay Area, where it was just like,
is angry. It is.
Oh, it's fantastic. I mean, it's fantastic.
I get it. The weather sucks, but like, you chose.
But you're always in a hurry. No, I'm much more of a fan that would be an East Coast based fan than I would be anything else.
Are you a fast walker? Are you someone who just like move?
Walker.
I'm a stroller. Yes. I love to stroll.
So that's why. I've noticed that friends of mine that would visit New York that were strollers, I mean, I'd have to yell at them. I was like, you're going to die. The second you step out of that building, think of it like Frogger. You just got to get in and match the traffic. If you don't, they're going to kill you. And don't get me started with umbrellas. Put that away. We're not doing that. Okay? We're not going to do umbrellas.
I refuse to own an umbrella. No matter where I live, I refuse. Like, I'm never going to be beholden to an umbrella, waiting for it to dry, opening, close. I will never. I will just get drenched. I don't care.
Jabbing people in the eye. No, we're not having that. But that's the East Coast, ladies and gentlemen. That's why the Boston fans are the way they are. It's why New York, Philly, they're all just a little bit angsty is probably where I'm going to go with that. So they got to use that. But I want the series to go 7, obviously. Who doesn't want it to go 7? But I really want Jason Tatum to, when this is all said and done, this series, to really feel good about his performance and that he did what he was supposed to do. And I feel like he's not done that yet. And I don't want that for him.
Yeah, I think overall, when you get a little bit of distance from this postseason, let's say they lose Thursday night, right? And he doesn't even have a good game. Like, let's say has a horrible shooting game, right? But still, you get some distance from this postseason. He arrived. Like, he completely outplayed Kevin Durant, shut him down, scored all over him. He outplayed Giannis. Like, yes, they were injured, but whatever. Like, the Celtics have been injured as well throughout this playoff run. So, their guy missed a game. Like, they had guys in and out of the lineup. Like, but everyone's injured at this point, right? You went through and you not only beat the 1 seed Miami Heat, you outplayed Jimmy Butler, and you won Game 7 on their home floor. You won Game 7 against the Bucks. Like, these are real accomplishments. And then he hasn't played poorly in the finals. No. He just hasn't played up to his capabilities. I actually thought the best game he played in the finals was Game 1 when he shot 3 for 17 because he got good shots. They just didn't fall. And he passed the ball immaculately. Every decision he made was great, and that's how he needs to play in Game 6. It has to be that decision making where he's making the right pass, he's taking the right shots, and he has to trust that those shots will fall. But I think overall it will end up being a good experience. I think the worst thing that happened, and it's something that especially if they lose and he has a bad game, the thing he's going to keep getting clowned for is revealing the text message to Kobe Bryant.
Oh.
Like, that is going to be something, because that's something where, I mean, you see jokes on Twitter all the time about, like, he was like there's some stat where he's the only player to do this, and then someone will comment, and the only player to text a dead person during the final. Like, but that's stuff like that is something where you kind of have to win now.
You have to win. Why?
Just because of that. Like, I get it. He loved Kobe, Michelle. Like, he was working with Kobe. Like, Kobe was an icon to him and everything. I get it. That's something you reveal after the postseason.
Like when you're retired from the game of basketball.
And like
That's
at
what
your
in
Hall
the
of
book.
Fame speech, you're like, by the way, remember back in 2022, I was only 24
Yes.
years old and we were competing for a championship. I actually text Kobe Bryant's phone because I was, just
Actually,
so emotional.
yes.
I wanted to do this for him and everything. And he was such a meaningful. Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's.
Doesn't that sound better like that? Like,
So
hey,
much better.
When your career's said and done, and hopefully it's got all kinds of good things on it.
So much
Then
better
you're
than. Then I text Kobe Bryant and then Andrew Wiggins closed me out in the NBA Finals. Like, it's so much better than that. Yeah.
God, you're right. Why? Like, what is the psychology there? Like, why would you have, knowing the world we live in, that most of us are pretty mean and snarky?
Right.
Why would you reveal that at all?
Well, it makes me wonder if athletes are actually paying attention to social media the way we do. They're on it. They're obviously aware. They get a crazy amount of traffic, both good and bad, of comments. I'm sure the things that are sent to them are insane in both good and bad ways, right? Like,
Yeah.
I think it's probably nuts, but I wonder how much of that they digest like we do, because like I'm of the opinion, like I get plenty of mean things said about me on the internet, but like to me, I'm always like, look, no one's ever roasted me like my sister did, or continues to do, right? Like no one is
Right.
ever. So like if you
And
can't
none of
reach
it
her-
means as much. So it
right,
doesn't matter.
exactly. So if
Yeah.
you can't reach her level, like you can say whatever you want. It's not gonna
Right.
really hit me. But there's still a level of like negativity that we see constantly will eventually seep in and affect our mood and everything. But I think athletes have a like almost this very profound way of compartmentalizing that and pushing that out. So I think when you reveal something like that, to you it is nothing but heartfelt. Man, this is such a big thing to me. This is so meaningful. And the rest of us are like, I'm sorry, what was that? Let me write
You
that
did.
down. Let me make sure
What
to
now?
draft some tweets. Yeah, like I think that's because we're the worst, right? Like, so it's just we're going to latch onto that in a way that I think he probably never considered.
What do you think he is having a harder time living down in this moment? The fact that he revealed that he texted Kobe Bryant, or the old tweet that was brought back from 2012 in which he referenced Jabari Parker being better than Andrew Wiggins? Which one's
yeah,
worse?
that's a tough one. Well, I mean, yeah, Jabari Parker, like flat out, like he stayed in the league as long as he did because it was just like, okay, you can be on the Kings.
I guess
Like that's
you could stay.
yeah, you can be on the Kings. Like we know your knees don't work anymore and you can't play defense, but you can be on the, like there's a spot for you in Sacramento. Like that was the only reason he's kind of stuck around. That one, I think the Kobe one is better because it's heartfelt, right? There is a purity to it in some way, whereas 2000. I mean, God, he was 14. Thank God
Which
I
is
didn't have Twitter
so
when I was
weird to
14. Like,
say.
jeez, yeah. But he was 14 when he tweeted that. Like, I mean, that's a toughie. That's a tough one.
God, do you think Andrew Wiggins? I mean, he does now if it goes on the internet and all. But do you think Andrew Wiggins remembers that at all? Because how would you? He's a child when he wrote it.
Yeah, I mean, Wig was 17, 16 when it happened. Like, it's not like Wiggins was like, I think Wig was in high school. Yeah, 2012 because he got drafted in 2014. So, yeah, he was like a senior in high school. So it was probably some AAU tournament or something.
That's crazy.
And he's just like, Jabari Parker's better. And at the time, it might have been. How could he have known he was going to blow out his knee 9 times and it was going to have the consistency of like chicken noodle soup? Like no one would know that.
No one knew. You can't know that.
Yeah.
By the way, this is why I 1,000 billion times happy that social media wasn't around when I was a kid. But it is fun. Like the fun part about it for us is that we have these sort of little moments of history that we can go back and look at. Like these were children when this was tweeted out.
Yeah.
And we didn't even know that. Look, you assume Jason Tatum would probably be great, but you don't know that. How many kids are great at something and they never make it? Like that's
Right.
the other part about this equation that I love so much. It's like you had no idea you were going to become Jason freaking Tatum.
Right. Like
Fantastic.
there are all these players that like, I mean, we're ranking like 4th graders now, right? Well, I mean, not you and me, that would be weird, but there are people that are ranking 4th graders as basketball players now. And it's like, and I'm just thinking like, I was the tallest kid in my class up until the 8th grade. And then I stopped growing. I've been this height since I was like 13. Never had another growth spurt. Like, who knows if any of these kids are going to grow at any point? You don't know that. It's such a weird thing to do. So, yeah, Jason Tatum at 12, like, he might have been the best player. He might have sucked. He might have been projecting onto Wiggins. Yeah, I'd be like, oh, screw Wiggins. I'm bad. He's bad. Like, who knows?
I love it so much. Oh, thank you, Twitter, for giving us gifts like that. All right, who do you think? How do you think Game 6 plays out? Do we get a 7 out of this, or is it too much? Too much was last night.
I am worried that if you're Boston, you screwed up the bad Steph game. Like you messed that up. But they are resilient. I mean, the fact that they lost 2 in a row here is kind of crazy. It's hard to imagine them losing a third game in a row just with how good they've been for 4 months now. So I'm going to say we get a game 7. I think we need to speak that into the universe. I don't really believe in a lot of that manifestation crap, and but maybe, I don't know if you have crystals. I can go try to find some crystals or something, but we should wait for it to be 11:11 on the clock, get some crystals, get some sage, really Valley Girl this thing out in trying to bring a game 7 to us.
We need a game 7. I need a game 7. I want more shots of Klay in the ocean, because that for me is, if he had an album, that's the album cover. That's everything about him. Yeah, I need a game 7.
I've never loved anything as much as Klay Thompson loves being out on the sea.
I love him. It's so good.
It's amazing. Yeah.
And it's just the fact that I've said this for a long time. I think very few people seem to be living their lives as authentically and beautifully as Klay Thompson. Like, he gets it.
He does.
Truly gets it.
Well, you know what I find interesting, and I'm curious because you know this business. Like, everyone's trying to do that 3-year anniversary this past week on his injury, right? Like everyone's doing the same story. Like, oh, 3 years ago today, he blew out his knee, and blah blah blah. And the Warriors weren't really having it. Like, Draymond Green was like, no, we're talking about now. Like, yeah, it sucked. Of course it sucked. Like, but we're talking about now. Like, he kind of refused to answer those questions. And Steph danced around it a little bit. I didn't see Klay's comments, but I'm sure he actually answered because he kind of, I guess, has to in a way. But I found that interesting how protective they were of no, we're in the moment here. We don't want to focus on something that sucked for us and cost us a championship and all that stuff. But I'm just the dynamic of do we have to do this story? Can we just mention it and not make it a story? Or is that something the Warriors should be, I guess not obligated is the wrong word, but yeah, you should talk about a little bit. Also a 3-year anniversary is, that's not a thing you celebrate, right?
First of all, you don't celebrate an anniversary of a horrific thing that happens. That's just weird. That's just that sick thing that people do. I've never really understood. It's in that same sort of category of people that are like, oh, Elvis would have been 400 today. I'm like, okay, but he died.
Right.
And so he's not. And so what does that even, that's meaningless. But for me, if you would come to me and let whatever the worst day of my life has been, and you're like, oh, can you believe it's been 3 years? I'm like, bitch, I don't want to think about it. I've stopped thinking about it. I don't want to talk. And so for me, it's a very weird journalist question, because I think if you asked any journalist, if you knew their worst day and you came up to them and asked about it, they'd be like, I don't want to. Of course you don't want to talk about it, because it's over with and you've moved on, and as it looks, is probably going to persevere. So and I like that the team is like, what are you asking me? Why did you ask me that?
I found that to be fascinating. Just a fascinating part.
Crazy.
Because there is a lot of I don't know, there's always a referendum on everything on Twitter, but it's interesting to me that now that Draymond is calling himself a media member, even he's not.
Media.
You have a podcast, and TNT's occasionally hey, what do you think? It's not.
No, Zach, he's coming. This is coming.
Oh, he's gonna be Charles Barkley on for sure. You're in the finals. I don't care if you have a podcast or not. You're not in the media. You're in the finals. It's just
so
I
weird.
just don't. Yeah, it's just a weird thing where I'm I don't think you get to be called media if you're a current player. I don't. I don't even know what you call JJ Redick right now, even though he's done playing. He's on TV talking. But
that's a great point. When are you media? I don't know.
Yeah, I guess I just don't know if I'm doing the semantics thing, and it's media versus journalism kind of thing, because I kind of conflate the two.
Because I can tell you, I am not. I've never, nor will I ever be a journalist. I would be a media.
I
person.
tried it.
That's it.
Not for me.
Yeah, I don't.
It sucks.
Do I ask great questions? Probably. Do I know what I'm doing? I do not. So.
What a great little
makes
brag there. Do I ask great questions? Probably. I mean, I'm pretty good at this. I'm a great conversationalist.
Yeah, I can really pretend to be interested in almost anything. Yeah. And that's media versus journalism, where they want to get to the bottom of something, and I don't really want to.
You're right. I don't know. I'm right there. I'm good in the middle. I don't need to get to the bottom of anything. I'm good right there in the middle. Yeah.
I think Eddie Johnson's been calling it new media, old media, which is at first I was like, but now I'm starting to like it. Like there's like the new media, which is the JJs and the Draymonds, and then there's
I'm fine with that.
else.
Like that, I think that's fine.
like
Yeah, I think of journalism when I think of like I barely think of myself as part of the media. Like I'm just some jackass talking into a microphone half the time, and I don't even know what I said.
That's the one. That's the $1 million question when somebody asks you like, oh, what do you do? Especially when I was doing TV like every single day, and you're like,
yeah.
I usually would say I'm a talking head, because first they'd be like, oh, are you behind the camera? And then you're like, your ego's like, no, I'm not behind the camera. What the hell kind of? And then you're like,
furious if I was you and
all
somebody
the time.
behind the camera. I'd be like,
all the time.
Fucker, I'm on TV every day. What are you talking about? The worldwide leader.
Have you heard of the NBA?
Yeah. Have you heard of the NBA? Have you heard of ESPN? No.
But the funny thing is, in your mind, there's 17 things going on. There's like the vanity, like, am I not pretty enough to be on TV in this person's estimation? Okay, well, that's weird. Or are they looking at me like, no way does this person have what it takes? Like, there's 1,000 things going on. But I always was like, because some people call themselves a TV personality, which is a stretch for a lot of these people. So, I think talking head.
Yeah, I think that's probably the way. Yeah.
That's the technical term.
Yeah, because some people are like, oh, so you're a reporter? I'm like, no. That is too far. That is not what I am. I'm like, I watch basketball and I give my opinion on what happened. That is like that's what I do.
Professional bullshitter is basically what it is.
I'm a professional opinionist. Yeah, like that's what I just give my opinion. Yeah.
Oh God, they're like, oh, never mind.
Yeah.
Man, all right. So we got Game 6 tomorrow. I'm gonna be excited about it because I want it to be a Game 7. Did you want to talk F1 at all? I know we've got that on the chart here.
I don't know really anything about F1, but I'll talk
Perfect.
it. I'm fascinated by it. Yeah.
Well, all I'm gonna say is that we had a race this past weekend in Azerbaijan. People are still bitching about cars and porpoising, and it was great. It's still Red Bull crushing, right? But that's not what I love the most about this past weekend. There is a moment where Yuki Tsunoda, who is a driver, comes in for a pit stop, and they fix the back of his car with silver duct tape.
Now, I saw that. I saw something about just duct tape it, and I thought, you're going 200 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Duct tape's
you
great.
are.
Don't get me wrong. Duct tape, phenomenal. Duct tape's got me through a lot of tough times.
For sure.
There's no way that is safe.
My God. If Tsunoda's agent didn't turn that around by nightfall into some sort of massive endorsement deal, I don't know what you're doing.
This is like when Terrell Owens had the Sharpie, right? And all of a sudden he's got a Sharpie sponsorship. Like, this guy needs to have a duct tape sponsorship.
These are million dollar cars.
Is there a brand? Is this like Band-Aids or Kleenex where like there is a duct tape company and then everyone's just calling it silver tape because they can't say duct tape?
God, I think you're right. I think it's Q-tips versus earbuds.
Right.
Yeah, duct tape I think is that the brand? God, this is such a Jerome question. I feel like
it is a Jerome. Jerome, save us.
Duct tape.
Jerome,
is it because like there's
giving us the answer.
Yeah, you're right. There's duct tape, also called duck tape, from the cotton duck cloth it was originally made of. So maybe not, because duct tape is in different brands, and then there's duct tape, the brand.
Okay.
And there's aluminum foil tape. That's 3M's contribution.
Yeah.
So that's fun. Okay, so yeah, safety tape. Hey, whatever, man. Whatever floats your boat, I guess.
What happened to this driver after? Like, they finished the race, the car didn't blow up, and like
I want to say he was like, I want to say maybe he finished. Yeah, he definitely finished the race, but I'm trying to remember where he finished on the list. He finished
let me ask you
13.
Okay. Well, let me ask you a dumb question. How many racers are in a race?
20. Starts with 20 every time.
Okay.
Yeah. There's inevitably 2 don't finish.
That's actually a terrifying way to say it, is like it starts with 20 every time. Like we don't get 20 to finish. 20 people are not going to survive this thing, but it starts with 20. Like, a Saw movie starts with 12 victims, and then we see where.
And then it's last man standing. There's your winner. No, that's an awful way for me to phrase that. Damn it, Michelle, you're better than that. You're better than starts with 20.
I'm a great question asker, probably.
But what I'm not is a good sentence put together, and that's what that just was. So whatever. Holy crap. Okay, it starts with 20, and it ends with 20. Most of the time. And on that note, let's take a quick break.
This
And when we come
podcast
back-
started with 2 people. Let's see who comes back.
4, thank God. Welcome back. We are being saved now by Jerome and Paige, who are joining us for What Else Did I Miss? I know this is better for everybody. So guys, take it away.
Yeah. So let's hop right in. Dawes, who you might know better as fake Klay Thompson, he was banned for life from the Chase Center yesterday after, as he's put it, walking past 5 layers of security where they never asked for his ID, making it onto the court and shooting around for 10 minutes. Do we think it was worth it?
Oh, 100% yes. Yes. How many times
Zach
did he go
has
to the Chase
thoughts.
Center before that? Anyways.
I do not think this is his fault.
10 minutes?
Oh,
this
it's not.
man,
No.
man does not look that much like Klay Thompson. Like, he looks more
really
like Klay
doesn't.
Thompson than we do. But
Sure.
if you've just seen a regular picture of this guy, like,
Yeah.
I'm imagining
at
he
him.
walked in like a Klay Thompson jersey. Klay Thompson
Looks
never
like
wears
it.
his jersey to the arena. Like, that's not how that works. Like, there is a level, there's a failure in security here that gets to the point where this is not on him. This
I
is,
agree with
I
you.
walked backstage and they just let me keep walking without a pass.
It's not my fault. This
The
is like the
funny-
hackers that they hire to see how far they can get into the hacking process. But whose
Yes.
fault is that? The 5 layers of security, it probably need to be called in today and perhaps shown a different route, because that's a fail. A huge
My
fail.
favorite,
Does real
my
Klay
favorite,
Thompson
Oh, God.
claim fake Klay Thompson as his like struggling version in the earlier part of this finals?
I
to.
mean,
Yeah,
it doesn't
right?
look like
Yeah.
him that much at all.
Wish.com.
like,
Klay
he looks like him more than most people do.
Yeah. Yeah. He looks, yeah. He just is, I don't know. I don't know what he looks like, but it's not.
How hard was it to sell to his friends that he's?
I'm sure they started it. They
Yeah.
probably are the ones that told him to do this.
Like, oh, you
Let's
look
be
so much like
honest.
Klay Thompson, then yeah, go to Chase Center and shoot around. He's like, okay, I will.
Okay, 10 minutes
my,
later.
My favorite part of the letter that he got was he's banned. Well, there are 2 parts. He's banned from 2K League games. Oh no. I can't go watch
Whoa.
people play video games. And then there's part of the letter that says, and we reserve the right to continue to ban you from our properties at our sole discretion, which just like, by the way, bitch, we're going to continue to ban you. You're never going to come back to this. It's
my
our
God.
right.
Reserving the right to continue to ban is actually the definition of what security is.
That's Brazilian.
that's
That's
100%.
Brazilian. That is. By the way, I'm just gonna stare at him for a long. You're 100% right, Zach. There is no reason why this guy should be being punished. If anything, he shone a light on the failures of their security system.
He should be
Also, my
Given
celebrated.
a reward.
My,
Yeah.
yes, exactly. Yeah, you.
Is that seen in
you
Social
showed a
Network?
flaw.
He
You
wants to be
showed the flaw.
commended for
Yeah.
showing the security flaws. Yeah.
Man.
He also,
Sure
there's a
did.
part, one of the replies I saw was someone said, I saw that your profile says, or that your bio says YouTuber, and now I'm on their side. Like, I just thought it was a great. Just
That's fair. Now I'm on there. You're right, though. You can't call yourself that.
No.
You can't call yourself an Instagram model. You can't do any of those things.
he's too
Those
old
aren't
for
real.
that. This guy's
Yeah,
too old.
by the way, that's the other thing. I can't. He looks like the white guy in the boy band from like the '90s R&B era. He's that guy.
yeah,
We never
he
knew
was
that
an
guy
all
Wait,
for
this
one.
is Joey Fatone?
Yeah,
Right
yeah.
now that we're looking at?
Or
Maybe
or
he's in like Color Me Bad. He's in
AJ?
Color Me Bad. He's that guy. in Color
I'm
Me
throwing
Bad.
out Backstreet Boys. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, he's
AJ
like
McLean or whatever.
yeah, he
Yes.
looks like
Yes.
if AJ never got his life together.
He actually might be the guy
Yes.
from 98 Degrees that no one knows his name.
Oh, there is
Yeah.
that third one. You're right.
Right.
That's not a Lachey.
Non-Lachey.
Maybe
Or
that's
he
the
could-
not Lachey.
Or maybe he's anybody from O-Town, because I couldn't show you one person from O-Town.
I can only tell you Ashley from O-Town. Anything after that, I'm out.
At least
Wow.
one.
Okay, so like we all agreed, it's not his fault, and the world should come together and support him, right? We're in that. Okay, fair enough. All right.
Except that he's a YouTuber.
Yeah, that's fair.
Right.
All right. Up next, Australia qualified for the World Cup.
Woohoo!
And the match against Peru went to a penalty shootout, and the story out of it was keeper Andrew Redmayne, who was dancing, psyching out the shooter before every shot. I don't know if you saw this, but he's like hopping around in the goal, trying to like guess where they're going. It's becoming a real chess match of absurdity.
He really is dancing.
He is
Yeah.
full on. And the question
And he
for
just
me,
gets lucky. Okay, what?
what kind of mind games are you playing on them if you're in if you're the keeper?
Of course, I go dark.
Now remember, you
murder
can't leave the
and-
box, so you have to do it from a distance.
Right, but I can do murder things like your mom, like things like that.
Right.
Like I'm going to kill your family kind of things.
Just
like
really
that.
enunciate for the lip reading.
Just really send a message. Because the dancing, it's not that scary.
Remind me to never do penalty kicks against Michelle. I know that was probably coming up at some time in the near future, but
You knew it was, buddy. You knew it was.
Threatening your mom is like on the list of no-nos for you, Zach?
I mean, it's
I would never threaten your dad, Zach. He's a national treasure.
coming
Well,
from
how else will I get
anybody,
my IG stories?
from anybody but Michelle. I wouldn't worry about the threats, but for some reason from Michelle, I'm like, yeah, she might murder my mom. I don't know what she's capable of.
Yeah.
Like this is
You don't know what I have left to live for. You have no idea what I'm doing over here.
on that same kind of wavelength. I think what I would do is, you have an idea of who's taking those penalty kicks before a game, right? So if
True.
you get to that.
Right.
And so if players are capable of memorizing a different handshake with every teammate, what I'm doing is research into, I'm shouting out the home address of this people's like siblings or parents or something. So it's like, okay, like John's up to kick a penalty kick. 1341 Toluca Lake Road, and they're like, wait a second, that's my sister's house. Like, what is it?
terrifying.
Yeah, I think that's what you do.
See, we're both dark, guys. We're not going to do faces and like cute
Intense.
dances like this guy
No.
just did. We're going to take it up a level.
Well,
I
do
think
that
the
floss
other
dance
thing-
that I saw on TikTok that I don't know how to do. No, that's
No.
The other thing to bring up here is Peru.
Balenciaga, man.
Yes.
Sorry, I just got
No,
caught up in the
Peru
TikToks.
also with
thank
the
God we have
shot,
that on
they
video.
hit the post, which I think is the worst way to knock it into a World Cup.
Thank you.
oh.
He didn't even save it. It was a post. Come on, man. Come
Also,
on. But
that sucks. That job sucks. Being a
Oh.
goalkeeper when you have to get to penalty
Soccer.
kicks like that,
The
it's not
worst.
even a fun thing to do in FIFA, like the video game.
Thank you.
That part's not even fun. Like I hate that. I'm
It's
so
my
stressed
question.
out. Yeah.
who picks goalie as the position growing up in any sport in which there's a goal? Why? Why?
So-
If your cardio is bad, I mean,
yeah, but you were never. You were very
sounds about
seldomly the
Yeah,
hero. You could have the best game ever, and they're like, "Oh, good job," but everything else is awful. So
Yeah,
no,
I
forget it.
don't. I don't like to run, and I'm handsy. Like I can't play sports without using my hands. So
Good to
like,
know, Zach.
Zach, Jesus.
well, you're trying to murder my family. I have to be good at hand-to-hand combat. Like I don't know what to tell you, Michelle.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, so you would be the goalie. Got it.
I would have to.
That's
be.
why.
Yeah, because I'm gonna run
Oh, it
up and down to
sucks.
maybe get the ball. Fuck that. Like
also you get to
that's not
yell
gonna
from the
happen.
back. You just get to yell whatever you want.
You
from
do
the
yell.
back.
You
I
get
think,
cool
you
big
know.
gloves. They're like
Yeah.
Ronald McDonald sized gloves.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, no, you're never a hero. I'm out. I want to be the hero.
So the takeaway is Michelle might be good at asking questions and also might kill your mom.
Thank you.
Right.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I know how to scare people.
Yeah.
What else?
Okay, so this is actually from last week, but because this is a sports podcast that covers sports, I thought it was important that we do bring it up on one of our episodes,
Evergreen.
and that is cheese rolling is back, baby. A tradition that goes back 200 years in Gloucester, I think is how you say it, England, where contestants throw themselves violently down a hill to secure a round of cheese. And the big headline is that an American woman actually won the women's division. So Beadle, my question for you is, as a woman of cheese who actually broke her foot on a cheese wheel, do you have any words for the contestants and their dedication to cheese? Maybe some words of encouragement?
Yeah, look, there is no mountain high enough. There is no level which I cannot reach. Nothing should stop you but when it's you and a wheel of cheese. There is nothing more important. There is no passion that is hotter. It is everything. So good for America. I love that Willem Dafoe apparently is the original master of ceremonies in this weird picture that you've got on this screen for me right now. But yes, I get it. I 100% get it. Few things are better than cheese. Very few things. Puppies are like one of them. That's it.
So you roll down a hill to get cheese?
Not even roll.
That's what it
you,
is?
You launch yourself down a very steep hill.
Also, Zach, just to let you know, it's called the Cooper's Hill Cheese Rolling in Wake, and I'm really worried what the wake means in
Wake?
this situation.
You know what it
Yeah.
We start
Why
with
does-
20.
Yeah.
We start with 20 rollers, and well, let's just say we
Hey,
have to
if we
be
get 3 at
respectful
the
of
end.
the dead. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
keep the cheese. right? Like
That's
you
right.
roll down,
You get first.
launch
You get there
yourself
first.
down.
It better be new
get
cheese.
there
I'm not getting the hill cheese.
New cheese.
You
Well,
don't
also,
want new
how
cheese.
much cheese? Like a wheel?
Like
I could buy a wheel of cheese.
Yeah, like a big round of wheel of cheese.
Guys, you're
But can you
missing-
buy
Don't
the
overthink
pride
this,
of
Zach.
winning this
It's-
competition?
Thank you, Jerome. Thank you.
All right. So let me. You
Are you
can
okay?
either launch
Are you having
yourself
a
down this
stroke?
hill for cheese. No, the answer is never yes. If you ask me, am I okay? You launch yourself down a hill, or I tell you, Michelle, you can either do this to win a bunch of cheese, or you have 7 minutes to eat 50 mozzarella sticks.
Well, now we are at
You're just talking about
Sophie's
recess.
choice. I do love an eating competition, and I am a binger. I'm going to eat the cheese, I think. I'm going to have to eat the cheese because it's 50 mozzarella sticks is easy. Easy peasy. Yeah, no, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Not wanting to run down the hill does confirm you want to be a goalkeeper.
Yeah, no, it's no.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
God, I love it. I love stupid things like this that happen around the world. We need to do more of these events in person.
Sports.
Next.
Next,
I don't even want to know. I know.
A
is all
Star is
Zach.
Reborn. Lady Gaga is back and reportedly coming to play Harley Quinn in the Joker sequel. That's the Joaquin Phoenix, Todd Phillips Joker sequel, which will be
Oh,
a musical.
I'm sorry. Did you just name an actual actor that would be in the movie as well? A real one?
Yes. Yeah,
Okay, just wanna
yeah.
make sure I
That's right.
understand what's
Yeah. Couple questions.
Star is not
Did you watch the
born.
first Joker?
Yes.
Did we need another one? And what is happening here?
Don't get me started.
That movie sucks. We don't need a sequel. It's just a movie for incels. Like it is. It's.
It really was,
sucked.
wasn't it?
Like whatever. He's good in the movie. The moment with the talk show like is a oh my god moment or whatever, I guess. But that movie sucks. I don't want to see some freakishly thin man have a weird obsession with bathing his mother. That's not an origin story I need to like find the Joker. Just give me the dude in makeup and the weird Jalen Rose suit, and all of a sudden like he's evil. Like that's all we have to do. That's all I need out of my Joker. I don't need the origin story. I get it. He's fucking crazy. I understand. I don't need Batman's origin story. I get it.
No.
Rich dude fights people in a costume. Got it.
Parents
Don't
got
need to know
killed.
how he got here. Like I'm
Hold
so
on.
sick of these
You're
origin
focused
stories.
on the wrong part of this story. The part you need to be focused and enraged about is that we are now how many years past A Star is Born, and we're still pretending that Lady Gaga is an actor? We're still going to do this charade, this charade, if you will. Look, I was willing to give you a pass on The Star is Born because you basically played yourself. Did I think you had chemistry with Bradley Cooper? No. Did I laugh at every goddamn virgin who thought you two were going to make out in real life on the stage? You're damn right I did, because that was the dumbest thing I'd ever seen in my entire life,
So
and it
bad.
wasn't even good. Now, that being said, House of Gucci, ma'am, you need to get yourself one real friend who will pull you to the side and say, Gaga, you can't do this. You are great at so many things. You can write songs. You can perform songs. Your voice is of an angel. You've got the Little Monsters. We're all waiting for you to go back on tour. But your acting abilities are laughable at best. You make Pauly Shore look like fucking Al Pacino.
Hold on a second,
So
Michelle. We
that
can go a lot of
needs
goddamn
to-
places on this podcast, but what we're not gonna do is shit on Pauly Shore, Biodome, In the Army Now, Son-in-Law, Encino Man.
Ooh,
We're
Encino
not
Man's good.
Encino Man's a great movie.
So good.
I
Get in
believe it
there.
qualifies for Cinephobe. If you want to come back for Cinephobe, it
Yes,
does qualify. But yeah, I don't need a musical. I'm all good on musicals. Okay, don't sing the dialogue.
Right.
Make a soundtrack that's good, and then play it throughout the movie. That's all I need.
Thank
We,
you.
we don't need the musicals. We don't need a sequel to this movie. We don't need Lady Gaga in this. We don't need more Batman and Joker movies. This latest Batman sucked. The one with Twilight in
Oh.
it sucked. It's bad.
I didn't even
It's
see
not
it.
a good
That's
movie.
how bad.
It's awful.
With
Michelle,
Twilight in it.
I tried to see it. I went there. I went to a movie theater that
Wow.
unfortunately had a bar, so it was a little distracting. But I went to a movie
that's
theater that had a bar. 45 minutes into it, I realized I have almost 2 hours left in this movie. I'm not going to make it. I left. I went back. I went out to the bar, and I was like, it's going to be on HBO Max at some point. Like, I'll just watch it then. I did.
That's a great call.
I made the right decision at the movie theater.
Jeez, 2 hours and 45 minutes? No, ma'am. Nobody needs that, anyways.
And yeah, I don't
we
need
agree.
a Joker sequel. I don't need I don't need her as Harley Quinn. I don't like. Give me Margot Robbie again.
Thank
I wanna
you.
watch
Why are
Margot
we messing with a
Robbie.
good
Yes.
thing? Margot Robbie is Harley Quinn.
Yes.
So we're not here for a Joker face, Joker face.
Wow. Is that why this is in here,
Gaga,
son of a
no.
bitch?
I don't
I
know.
swear to God. I'm going to kill you, Jerome. You know that, right?
I'm not Zach's mom. What the hell?
I'm afraid of this podcast.
Okay. Fair enough. What else?
We call this podcast
Okay.
evidence, Michelle. This is evidence.
Whoa.
This is motive.
Whoa. Max
This is-
Headroom. Oh, he's back. He's back.
I went
Still
away?
Recording.
Oh no.
He's not.
Yeah,
I
but
think
he
he got
does that,
replaced
and
by
then you come
T-Pain
back
for a
better.
moment.
Oh.
Yeah, it was kind of cool. I liked it.
Okay. Is he good? He's not back for me, but that might be a me thing.
No, he's not back for all. I think he's
Oh.
out for a moment.
I'm here.
I mean,
Well, I heard him
Almost
say
dropped
I'm
my
here
We
with
can hear
a
you.
weirdly high voice. That sounds warped.
Yeah, it's very auto-tuned.
Oh no.
oh, but it's coming back because that's what happened earlier, and then it just came back better.
Exactly.
So it's like regrouping its powers,
I like that.
probably.
What about now? Am I back now?
technical.
I don't know if I
We
should
can
keep
hear you.
talking. I
Yeah,
don't
your voice is
Yeah, no,
perfect, yeah.
keep going. Yeah. You
Okay,
can hear
I
us, so
should-
That's
we're
good.
good.
Okay, yeah, I can hear you guys just fine,
That's
and I got a
perfect.
local
Perfect.
record going, so this
All
will be
right,
a good,
Paige.
good conversation.
All right. Here
Kill
we
it.
go. Pop quiz team. UConn star Paige Bueckers landed a new NIL shoe deal with A, Crocs, B, Keds, C, Under Armour, or D, specifically Kanye's Adidas slats.
Oh God, I hope not. Better not be D.
Beetle, what is your
Anything but
guess?
Well, I
anything,
want it to be Crocs. Wait, were you gonna say anything but Crocs?
anything but Crocs. No. We
Bad
gotta
news,
stop
Zach.
with
It's Crocs.
Yeah.
Okay? We have to stop. We have to stop.
We won't stop.
They
We're never
look
gonna stop.
so stupid. They're not
very
fashionable. There's no sport mode
I
that's
don't
going to
think
make
they're
these things
comfortable,
workable. I would never try them.
Yeah,
I would
like-
never. I would never. I'll never tell
I've
you if
tried
they're
them.
comfortable
They
or not.
scratch
No.
my feet. I don't get it. Like, I'll give you this.
are they, a wheel of
Birkenstocks I had
cheese?
on the same level as Crocs my whole life, but I like Birkenstocks. They're actually comfortable.
I
But
have some on
Crocs,
my feet right now.
they hurt my feet. Like your toes and stuff, like scratch up against the plastic. I don't really get it. I don't get it. But good for her. I mean, she's how much money is she making
Yeah,
now?
I'm here. I'm here for her
Hopefully all of
making
it.
money.
Sheesh.
Just
yeah.
not this way.
No, I mean, Crocs, man. Crocs are like weirdly cool, and I don't get it.
No, I
I
refuse.
don't. I'm with you, though. I don't own a pair. If that makes you feel better, and I will not. I will not own a pair,
All right,
What
we're going to
else?
close out. We're sticking with footwear.
as one does.
On Good Morning Football, Tom Pelissero flaunted his trip packing skills. His carry-on featured meticulously packed clothing, travel items, and 3 pairs of shoes for reportedly a 2.5-day trip, spawning the question,
Oh.
how many pairs of shoes is the right amount for a trip?
Look at me.
Yeah, there's.
I don't know.
It does
40?
not exist.
Yeah, the limit does not exist. I'm going to Vegas for Summer League, right? I
We
believe
are.
yeah.
I'll be there.
I'll see you there,
Yeah.
Zach.
I
Yeah.
believe I'll be there 5 days. I will probably bring at least 11 pairs of shoes. Yeah.
11?
Yeah. For sure.
Let's break
Summer
it down.
League, Summer
2 a
League
day?
is when you get a minimum.
Okay, but
Yeah.
okay. So let's see. You got like a pool, like a flip flops of some sort for the pool.
I do not count
Those don't
sandals
count
of any
in the-
kind.
So
Those
that's
are-
not
those are
even a pair.
shoes. No.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Because here's the thing, Michelle.
What?
I am a shoeman. I love shoes. I buy. Yeah, I'm a shoeman. I buy shoes. I love
That's a partner
shoes.
in a law firm.
Shoe human?
I'm with you, dude. I'm with you.
And so you have to bring enough pairs to be able to mix and match. You never know what the mood's going to be for that day.
That's a
What
great
am I?
point.
You don't want, especially around the arena, you don't want to wear the same shoes like twice. You don't, because you
Really?
want to come with some heat different days where be like, oh my God, those are great. Oh my God, love the kicks. They're not going to say it 2 days in a row. Okay, they're just.
And are we talking
like,
sneakers or shoes?
sneakers.
They're
What
all
is the
sneakers?
difference?
Zach,
What is the difference?
let's hold on. Let's put aside a scenario where you have to, in your words, come with heat every day for like a clear audience who appreciates it.
Well, that was
if you're just going on
pejorative,
like
for
a
sure.
trip with your vacation, like
All sneakerheads.
or just like a vacation with your family or your friends or whatever for 3 days, how many pairs of shoes are you bringing?
3 days? Where are we going?
A beach.
Yeah, how much are you walking?
Oh,
What's
a
the situation?
beach?
Yeah.
I'm probably 3
going to-
days a beach. I'm probably only bringing like 5 pairs of shoes.
Only 5.
Well, because the
Okay.
beach you're mostly going to be in sandals, like or shoeless. But
It's all
you
gonna
gotta-
be
3 days?
sandals.
3 days, five pairs of shoes for sure, minimum. Because you never know. Like, all right,
so
are we going out to
upset.
dinner? Are we going to go like?
Yeah, you got a dinner version,
yeah.
a flip flop, a workout shoe, and
Oh, workout
really
shoes.
it.
I didn't
That's
even
so-
consider that.
Yeah, that's so nice that you thought we were working out on this trip.
you have to. You got to have a pair of sneakers for like whatever's.
Yeah.
Or you're going to do like a tourist day where you're walking around a bunch. You need something cute for that. Now, here's the thing. If you're going to Europe, you got to bring a lot because you don't want to dress like a tacky American. So you can't
Facts.
just be wearing the crap shoes that you would wear here. You actually need to
Crocs.
put a little effort. Even if you are tourist. Okay, no ma'am. You wear Crocs, that's where the terrorists come in.
Wait,
And
okay.
that's
How
gonna
many
lose.
pairs of shoes are you packing for? Why am I on trial here? What are you guys?
I'm with
Five
you, by the way,
seems
Zach.
excessive.
I'm with you.
It
I would
does
say-
depend on where you're going.
Yeah, I would say no more than like 3, maybe 4, maybe, but like
For a 3-day trip?
yes.
What are you wearing? What?
But I will
That
say
was
this.
that was an innocent. That comes off out of context a weird question. But like I'm like, what are you wearing to where you only need 3 pairs of shoes?
I think girls have a better like we have because we can do like a cute wedge and wear that a few days and it's still a cute
Yeah.
wedge. You guys are all hung up on like I gotta wear a different pair of Jordans and then the next.
But
day,
even if
like,
I
what?
bring like low dunks,
Maxes
I'll
or
make sure they
Kobe's
go with multiple
Yeah.
outfits. You know
Exactly,
what I mean?
like a neutral-
Yeah.
See,
Just
this
say
is the
wedge
thing
all
is
over and over.
that's not how I bring shoes. I bring shoes knowing I will dress plain, but my shoes are going to be outlandish. Like I have a friend of
The
mine
shoes,
who
the
says,
show, yeah.
who says you buy shoes like you're afraid of getting hit in traffic at night. Like that's the kind like that's the colorway. Like I like bright, obnoxious looking shoes and
Okay.
just plain clothes. So I'm not necessarily trying to match my shoes to
It's an
anything I'm
accent.
wearing. Yes, it's a. Well,
Do you
I
have
mean, it's a
body
big
dysmorphia?
fucking
Do you have
accent.
body dysmorphia? Like
no.
you hate your body?
No, I know how fat I am. That's
No,
that's a-
because I feel like you're describing like when I buy shoes and I feel real puffy. I want my shoes to stand out the most.
Look away
No,
from me.
no. Whether
my
I'm
feet.
in great shape or bad shape, like I just care that the shoes look good. I
Fucking
want
with
them
you,
to.
asshole.
No, I want the shoes to. I want the shoes to be the
Shoes are the
statement.
stars.
Yeah. I want you to see the shoes before you get the familiar voice from your radio airwaves
Zach,
and your podcasting.
Who are you trying
and,
to get
know.
approval from?
Ooh, yeah, that's a good question.
That's a great question. Everybody?
Okay.
Yeah, everybody.
We're already
Yeah,
almost
like-
an hour into this. I don't know that we can dive into that subject.
I mean-
that's a whole other series of shows. That's a podcast series right there. But
Right.
But the
I'm
sneaker
not wearing
culture
shoes.
thing's the whole world.
Yes, but I don't. Here's the thing. I don't want to impress sneaker people.
Okay.
I do not care what their opinion is. Like that's a corny culture that
Seems
I don't.
counterintuitive.
I don't. Yes, I want people to be like, "Ooh, I like those shoes." That's what I
Okay,
like. Just
okay.
a regular person, people I know. Like that's what I want.
Pedestrians.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not looking to like. It's not like I'm wearing these shoes going. Hope some hot woman thinks that these are great shoes. Like that. I'm not worried about that. Like
Has that
that's-
ever happened?
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? There's a coffee shop that I go to occasionally. Like I get it's like, oh, I like your shoes kind of thing. Yeah. Usually, but usually it's like, oh, your dog's so cute because I always bring him because that's just
Well,
that's a
that's-
cheat
that's-
code. Yeah.
It's a no-brainer, dude.
Yeah. You have to.
Yeah, that is cheating.
That's
Yeah.
stupid. Is it cheating or is it winning? It's
Same. If you're not trying to cheat,
Same.
you're not trying to win.
3
point,
pairs. What am I gonna do with 3 pairs of shoes?
But Paige also does like river tours when she's not doing this
Yeah.
podcast. So she's like
River
she's got a pair of
tours.
waders and that's probably it really.
Dion waiters?
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Did I lose again? What is happening with
Zach, come
Spectrum
back to us.
Internet?
Zach.
Spectrum Internet is
I have to
just
say, part of me is feeling a little smug that it's not me with the internet
I
issues today.
knew you were
I
going to
know
be
you
so
are.
happy
I know
about this
you are.
moment.
Am I
Paige.
here?
feel it.
Am I here?
You're
Can I
here.
rant
You're
about,
back.
can I
You're
rant
here.
about Spectrum Internet? These SOBs have
Welcome.
been messing with. Like,
Welcome.
I have been. Oh my God, they are just constantly out of service. Again, I was out of service for 8 hours the other day. 8 American hours I had to go without internet. Like it's fucking 1964.
That's 12 Canadian hours.
Oh my God, that's 12 Canadian hours.
It is Spectrum then, because I got this on the Nextdoor app here. People are whining about Spectrum going out all the time. So what's
It's terrible.
the deal?
I just switched out my equipment because that'll fix your problem. I upgraded my internet speed, so I'm spending more a month. There is
have
nothing
AT&T.
that has fixed this.
Same, Zach.
You should do AT&T then, because that's what I
I
have.
don't have a
Google
choice.
Fiber, whatever. Please come to me. Please just wire up my house.
Get me.
Right.
Give me something. Yeah,
that's
I'll pay.
awful.
I will pay an exorbitant amount for internet. I don't
Zach,
care.
let's get one Google fiber cable that goes from your place in LA to my place in Brooklyn. Genius.
Why not? How
And
could
if you
how could
run it
fail?
through this neighborhood, they'll love you guys. They'll charge them a bunch.
Great.
Texas folks. Oh, we gotta take a break,
Wow.
right?
We do.
Are we taking a break? Are we taking a break?
We're heading in a break.
I hope
Taking a
so.
break. Maybe Zach's internet will feel better.
It won't.
We're back. We're gonna wrap things up. We got a couple more items, if you will, Paige.
do.
What do you have?
Yeah, so my friend Spencer, who listens to the pod, thanks Spencer, did text in with a call sign for me, which is KefBoyRP. Sure. Thanks, Spence. Appreciate it. But Zach, what would your call sign be? We talked a lot about this at the end of last week's show.
On top.
Yeah.
So they had that thing. They had that website where you could. They would just give you one, right? Like that Top Gun
Really?
Maverick website. Yeah, there was something like take a picture of yourself. They put a helmet on your picture,
my
and then they
God.
give you a. And the first one that came up was drama, and I was like, okay, like that's like you're not
Wow.
wrong. You're not wrong.
Oh,
And it was right after I got into it with some guy at the coffee shop about my dog, and so it was like literally was like the next day.
How do you
Like
get
he-
into it about a dog? What's the conversation?
So I was listening to a podcast. I wasn't paying attention, so I go in there with my earbuds. They love Boogie. They're always happy to see him and everything.
Yeah.
They're okay to see me, but they're happy to see Boogie every time. And so I wasn't really paying attention. I order my coffee. I see a guy go up to the counter or whatever, and then he walks out, and then I can hear them talking about like him saying he's never coming back here or something. But I wasn't really paying attention. I didn't think it had anything to do with me. So whatever. I walk outside with my coffee a good 5 or 6 minutes later, and he stops me, and he's like, hey, I just want you to know I told them I'm never coming back here because they shouldn't have dogs here if they're serving food and drinks. They're serving like warmed up like croissants, by the way. Like they're not serving food.
Yeah.
And I was like, why are you telling me this? And he's like, well, I just wanted you to know that like they shouldn't. So I'm not going to come. I was like, why would I care?
Yeah. Who are you?
And he goes, well, I guess you wouldn't, but they should. I said, buddy, I'm sure you've been rehearsing this for a few minutes now. Not interested. And I walked away. And I was just like, what? Why are you telling me that? And then literally the next day, I'm like, oh, Top Gun Maverick. I get to put a helmet on. Like, cool. And it said drama. I'm like, well, all right. Our phones are listening to us.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
are. They
So
are.
In that
I'll
case,
go with drama.
he
you
brought
were
the drama
right.
to you. Like,
I was
Yeah, he's
right.
the drama.
yeah.
Yeah, you were right.
You should
Yeah,
be
why
like
would I care?
diffuser.
This place is like, it's not a chain. It's like a a small business. They do really well here
Yeah, shut
in
up,
the
bro.
area. And so like, okay, cool. One less person in line for me. It's like
I'll be
their
honest.
business is hurting. Yeah.
You've been like, great, good to hear.
Yeah.
It's
And
always
you are.
it's always interesting
Yeah,
to
in fact,
me.
you waited to
if I see you here again, I'm gonna ban you. I'm gonna ban you. I won't let you in.
No, I hope it happens. You're like, I thought you
Yeah.
were going to come here.
It's interesting to me that people, I
douche.
think this is like a culture thing where people feel the need to like announce their departure, right? Like, I'm unfollowing you.
Their
I'm
absence.
never coming
Yeah.
back here. It's like, you can just
Yeah.
simply not. You can just leave.
Yeah,
fine.
guess what? Still wouldn't have
Yeah.
noticed. Either way.
Exactly. It's
Or
like
how
when you
about the
break
ones
up-
that are like, I'm going to take a social media break? I don't give a damn. Go.
Okay, I didn't know that you were
Toodaloo.
not taking a break. Like, it's not
Oh.
a thing. It's like when you break up with someone, you just never tell them, right? You just you just ghost them. That's it. Wait, is that not a?
They'll
what
get
we
it.
do here? Yeah,
They'll get it
They'll,
in
they'll
time.
figure it out eventually. Yeah.
Learning so much about you.
Marriage of 4
wow.
years. Just I'm done. See you later.
Okay, Zach, the other thing that we talked about
Oh,
last
God.
week that I think we should get your opinion on, that someone, Suze in Oakland, wrote into us about, was we were talking about how Tom Cruise, this is Gabe actually really talking about this, but Tom Cruise is like the most versatile and best, movie star actor currently. And Sue's in Oakland. First of all, said, "Hey group, listens from the beginning." She says she's one of Beadle's bitches, which I love that.
Yes.
But she says that.
Yeah, of course you can.
Yeah, Zach, you're the
In the
president.
penalty shootout, you can.
She
Sorry,
says,
Paige.
She says that not including Brad Pitt, Denzel Washington, or Johnny Depp as the most versatile actors is mind-boggling. Zach, just so you know, the others we came up with other than Tom were, I think, Will Smith and Matt Damon.
All right. Well, I'm
What are
not
your
going to stand
thoughts?
for this Nicolas Cage slander.
That's a good one too.
Wow.
Nick is absolutely in there.
Yeah, he is.
Johnny
he
Depp
is.
does not have range. Johnny Depp is
Yeah, I wouldn't put him in
he's consistently Jack Sparrow in everything he does.
Yeah.
Even before he did the
Yeah.
Pirates movies, like he's just Jack Sparrow.
And Gilbert Grape. He's those two people.
Yeah, he's those two people.
Forgot about Gilbert.
Who were the? It was Denzel. It was Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt's good. So I find Brad Pitt and Denzel to be really good at what they do. But I don't know.
Yes.
I kind of look at them as like George Clooney era kind of stuff too. It's like I don't know how much range they have. Like they'll do a couple of things here and there, but they're mostly just playing themselves. And I like that character, so I'm in. I would also offer up Keanu Reeves. Keanu over the last like 10 years,
I like
lot of range. He's able to do comedy. He's a great action star. The one issue though is that you can't give him too many lines. Like you give him too many lines and then it's, it gets a little shaky, but I would throw that in there. I would throw who's another Lakeith Stanfield? Is he a big enough actor?
Too much. No.
I think you
I don't
need
know
a
if he has
bigger
enough
resume
yet.
to get
Yeah.
into Tom Cruise range.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
But he's
right,
a hell of
yeah.
an actor. Like, so
Yeah.
that's the thing. Because
So
I
I
feel
would-
like being a great actor is not the same as being diverse.
Right.
Right?
So, like, maybe the most diverse actor ever, I would say, is Philip Seymour Hoffman, but it obviously passed away.
May
R.I.P.
he rest.
Mm.
I know. I
but he could
texted him
do every-
like 3 months ago just to ask him about seeing Top
During the
Gun.
Oscars, you're just like, wow, Will Smith, huh? All right, let me ask this: who's the dead person you would text if you had to text a dead person for inspiration?
Wow. Who would I?
Man.
If it was up to Michelle, apparently mine would be my mom because she's very much alive.
You're like, Michelle, my mom's not dead. Oh.
You haven't talked to her in a few days, have you?
Oh God. Ooh, that's tough.
That's a
Because
tough
that's
one.
just
Yeah. That's good.
that runs
It's
the
also
gamut.
tough because, like, I think we all agree it's an absurd thing to text a dead person for inspiration.
But
Mine
now
would-
I've got my mind racing. I'm
Yeah.
like Amelia Earhart. I don't know.
Okay.
Oh, you think she had a cell phone, huh?
Hell yeah.
Obvious choice.
Does she even have a phone?
No,
Was the phone
That's
even
a- that's a
invented?
great
I don't
point.
know if that's...
oh yeah, do
still,
they have
like,
to have
picking up
phones?
that
Oh
one
yeah,
piece
because
and
you have
you're
to
cranking it,
technically have a
like-
contact.
Shit, you have
That's
to have
true.
a phone.
It has to
Okay,
be
okay,
something
like
okay.
that.
All right, I'll think about it. Let me think about it.
Mine,
Yeah.
I guess, for some reason, the first name that came to mind was Sidney Poitier, and I don't know why he would be the person I would text. But, I mean,
That's a good one.
Yeah, I
Cultured
guess it
of
would be Sidney
I feel
Poitier
like
'cause that's
Sydney
the
would
first name
center
that-
you, like when someone's bashing.
I
your
think
dog
he
at
would
a
have
coffee shop.
great
Yeah.
advice.
Yeah,
Great
he'd have
advice.
phenomenal advice. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just
Best
I
probably.
didn't really
Even if
know
it was
him.
bad advice, you love hearing it.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I would put,
Yeah.
I
No,
I
would
don't think-
imagine
but I don't
it
think
in
it'd
his
be bad.
voice. Yeah,
Yeah.
his
Oh,
voice is just
soothing.
Because in that
spectacular.
case, he can't text back. He has to send you a voice note.
Oh, that's definitely.
He
a voice.
doesn't text.
God,
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, if
Please,
it's not a
yeah.
voice note, I'm gonna be pissed.
yeah.
Curses.
So, yeah,
Well,
I'd
that
go
was a
Sidney
fun
Poitier.
topic. Who would you text? I like that so much.
Just a real uplifting
Paige-
episode
Oh,
today.
the other
Yeah.
call
Yeah.
sign. The other call sign text we got was shit nuts.
Oh, I like shit
Oh.
nuts a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, now we're
I guess
talking.
maybe like some like basketball related, maybe like green light or buckets or something like that. You know, I think green
Buckets
light would
could
be
I
be
like
good.
buckets.
green light's a good green light's a good one.
Yeah,
Bucket's a good one. Yeah, that's what I would.
What if green
yeah.
light gets confusing though when they're like doing terminologies and somebody interprets green light as like go, 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 and you're like, no, my name is green light. Now we fucked up the whole mission.
And then,
Zach,
yeah,
you
and
wouldn't
then
honor
instead of-
Boogie and be
Yeah.
Boogie?
Oh yeah, you
No,
could.
this
Just,
I think you
dog's
just
so-
go with
this
Ricky
dog's so-
Davis, just
Yeah,
like
just
full
call
on.
sign Ricky Davis.
Just
That's-
I'm
yeah.
Ricky Davis. Yeah.
No, I can't. My dog. Look, he's cute and all. He's a real son of a bitch. He's like he's so stubborn. He's so stubborn. I can't honor him.
I mean,
I can't.
honestly,
I can't honor him until he stops barking for no reason at whatever he thinks is there.
Yeah, or 5 a.m. start
Fair
crying
enough.
for an hour straight until I'm like, fine, we'll eat at 6:20. This is ridiculous. Just every morning.
What if we found out that Boogie's just a
Oddly
medium?
specific.
Like that's how we contact the dead.
They all are, Jerome. All
Oh.
dogs are.
Oh,
Yeah,
Is that
as
a
much
thing?
as they go to heaven.
sure.
Okay.
Wow, what a weird ending to a podcast,
If we
you guys.
because we're talking so much about death. Here, this will piss you off as a way to end. Since we're talking so much about death, if we had a rap group, would we be Ouija Unit? Ouija Unit? Ouija Unit?
Yeah.
Ouija
Ouija
Unit.
Unit.
Ouija
Ouija
Unit.
Unit.
Yeah. We'll
I
clean that in
like
post.
that actually. I like that. Oh, Paige left. Okay, good. That's a note. That's
I'm just confused.
well, that's gonna do it for us. Jerome, Paige, Zach, the beautiful Zach Harper, and talented. Do you want to plug anything? You son of a bitch! You got 97 things. To
Yeah.
plug.
SiriusXM NBA Radio, SiriusXM Mad Dog Sports Radio, Cinephobe, The Athletic, and I'm going to call my mom to make sure. Oh, she texts me. Oh, she texts me.
Oh, there you go.
Are you sure it's her?
No,
This is sinister. Oh
Proof
my
of life.
As a reminder, 631-397-0403. Tell us who you text that's already dead. We want to hear it. We'll be back next week. Have a great weekend. Paige, your internet's awful.